the war had broken out then. I remember looking out at one time to, and you could almost see across the English Channel. You could see it on, and it was on the beach anyway. And small little boats were volunteering to go to help out, eventually to go and land on the edge of France. I worked for this hotel in Worthing, and then after that I worked for the two maiden ladies after that hotel more or less closed, government-wise, because it was on the channel, see, the English Channel? Well, that's what we're expecting all this kind of rumpus going on, because they were going to reinforce, you know, the beaches and everything else south of England for protection. And so they closed it, but they offered us, if and when the war was over, if we were available for work, we could still go back there. Anyway, I went to work with these two maiden ladies, and they were very good to me, and I was cook there. And during that time, these two ladies, the Miss Tates, knew that the Newfoundlanders were coming, and to help out, most of them volunteers, I think, to volunteer for the Second World War, you know. And they thought that they'd do something, but they decided to buy us all tickets, the 5 in staff, to go to this dance that was going to be put out to welcome, just to sort of welcome the Newfoundlanders en bloc, you know, how many people were there at the time. So we had an evening there, and that was on, I always remember. And that was actually, looking back, that was the time I first saw my husband, who would be a husband, like 3.5 years later. So he was in the, taken in for, went in for cookery, and that was where I started. Fareham, HMS Collingwood. His Majesty's Service, Collingwood. Collingwood is the name of the place. And that was in Fareham, which was also in Portsmouth. And I was there 3.5 years. And I've already met my husband, who would be my husband, back at that dance I told you about. 1,000 trainees for the Navy there. Not women, but roughly 7,000 men. They were all trainees. Navy. Must have been about over 1,000. Not sitting down at the table all at one time, because they were coming in and coming in and coming. You know, a squad of them, like, you know, sitting at these long, long tables. And then the fellow at the head of the table would come up and with their trays and everything else, and we'd start turning out the things, and they'd take back and go down to their table, or a long, long table, see? And they'd be first serving, and I believe it was 1,300 or something like that. I believe it was 2,000. Anyway, you know, where they were all added up, and that's the amount that was served at one time. Cancelled. I'm saying it like that because it's ringing in my ears what he said. No, he said, stand at ease, yes, stand at ease. Then he said, all leave will be cancelled, except on compassionate grounds. And that meant to say, if there's anybody in your family really ill, or anything happened to you, you know, that sort of thing. And so I thought, Jim and I had sort of planned to get married then. So we thought, Jim wasn't there because he was in the army. This was all Navy, see where I was. So anyway, I got a leave after all. But it was only on compassionate grounds. One particular time I know we did have a real scare that I think we'd only just, lots of us, the lights went out not too long before that, and there was the warning sound, you know, air raid warning. Everybody, you know, we got used to marching and that sort of thing, but we didn't march, you know, but we had to go to the shelters. But that was the only thing. There was only once that happened. And there was nothing happened, you know, with it, but it was a scare, and it was a warning.